Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a fantastic dessert. I made this 2 years ago on my channel and thought I would redo it just because things have changed a little bit with it and I've learned a few things, so I definitely wanted to share it with you again. So today we are going to be making a 2-point individual chocolate cake. The best thing about this, you don't need any special funky ingredients. I pretty much guarantee if you're a WW member, you have everything you need on hand. So let's get started making this 2-point individual chocolate cake. Okay, to make our cake, the equipment you'll need are some various measuring spoons. You will need a bowl and either a mini whisk or a fork or something just to mix it up with. You will need a small glass dish to bake it in. You could use a coffee mug or tea mug. You can use anything pretty much. I found that it really works nicely in this. This is a 1-cup little like Pyrex bowl. As long as it's microwavable, you can use it. And we'll want to spray this with nonstick spray. For our ingredients, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of self-rising flour, 1 tablespoon of a 0-point sweetener. This is Lakanto monk fruit. That is my absolute favorite. 2 tablespoons of milk. Either 1% milk or cashew or almond milk will work just fine. Just needs to be a 0-point milk. And 2 tablespoons of 1% milk is 0 points. We will need 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, a pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of unsweetened applesauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now, if you are using regular flour and not self-rising, you're going to want to bump this up to a 1/2 teaspoon. And then we're going to need 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Optional is a few Lily's chips, whatever a 0-point amount is for your personal points. You can add that too. I don't usually add them because sometimes I think they get a little bit burnt in the cooking process. So that is all we need. Let's get started making this cake. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our dry ingredients to the bowl. Now, I will say with this recipe, if you want, you can make up a bunch of little packets ahead of time, mix all the dry ingredients and put them in little containers or something, and you always have the dry ingredients ready, and it makes for a quicker cake because you don't have to worry about pulling all the ingredients out and mixing them up. So there's just a little tip for you. So we've got our 2 tablespoons of self-rising flour, 1 tablespoon of our sweetener. Then we have 2 teaspoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. You can use traditional, you can use the extra dark, whatever you like. As long as it is 0 points for the amount you're using. And then we're gonna add our 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I didn't get a 1/4 teaspoon out, so we're just doing 2 1/8 teaspoons. And our pinch of salt. We're gonna mix that together. And then to that, we're gonna add our wet ingredients. We're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of milk. We're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of applesauce. This is gonna be messy. My applesauce is almost empty. Then we are going to add our 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Ooh, little extra there. And then we're going to whisk that all together. And you want to whisk it until it's well combined. Now at this point, if you choose to add the Lily's chips, figure out how many are 0 on your plan and you can add them in. And I just like to make sure it's really nice and well combined. And it is, you can see it's a little on the thick side. And we're gonna take our dish. I have this sprayed with nonstick spray. It's the kind with the flour in it, and that's why it looks a little funny. And then we're just gonna put it right into the bowl. I like to get every last bit out. If I'm paying points for something, I want all of it. The only thing in here that has points is the self-rising flour. My brand of self-rising flour is 2 points for 2 tablespoons. Okay, so there it is, ready to go in the microwave. This will go in the microwave on high for 50 seconds, and then I let it sit in the microwave for another 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, our cake is done, and I let it sit for a while. It's still really hot. You can see how nice and big and fluffy it is. Nice springy texture. So I'm gonna let it cool just another minute, and then I'm going to turn it out of the dish and put it onto a serving plate. Okay, I'm just gonna take a butter knife and just kind of ease it. All you have to do is just pull it to the side a little bit to ease it out. Still a little hot, as you can see, maybe. And just put it right on the plate. Look at the size of that. That is a generous serving of real chocolate cake for 2 points. Guys, this is real chocolate cake. There is nothing artificial about it, except for the monk fruit, which monk fruit is a nice natural, it's a natural artificial sweetener. But you know, you don't need any funky ingredients in here. It uses regular ingredients. I'm gonna let this cool a little bit, and then I'm going to break it open just to show you the texture on the inside. But let's talk about how we're going to top it. So this is where you can get creative with your toppings, depending on the points you want to spend and depending on the type of things you like to eat. What I like to do, I like to just take some of the Hershey's caramel syrup. I don't use the sugar-free, I just use the regular. And I believe it's like 3 grams is 0 points. I just plop this baby on the scale and tear it out, and then do 3 grams of my caramel sauce on top of it. That's one of my favorite ways to eat this. Doug likes to put chocolate sauce on his. If we have ice cream, I'll put a little dollop of ice cream depending on how many extra points I feel like spending. I just keep in mind that this is 2 points, and maybe I have 4 points reserved for dessert. So I'll pop 2 points worth of ice cream next to it, or 2 points worth of whipped cream, or whatever it is I feel like. Sometimes I'll make a little bit of like a little peanut butter frosting if I'm really feeling like I have some points to spend. I'll do a little bit of peanut butter frosting and put that on. If you use the powdered peanut butter, you could do something with that and like make a peanut butter drizzle. There are so many different things you can do to top this. Honestly, it's good just like this, but you know me, I'm a saucy topping girl, so you know I have to put something on it, but you can't beat it for 2 points. I'm going to break this open. It's probably still a little warm, but you know I'm impatient. I just want to show you. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful texture, beautiful crumb. So there you have it. That is it. That is my 2 point individual chocolate cake made with stuff you can find in your pantry. I hope you like this video. Like I said, I did one like 2 years ago, but needed to be updated a little bit. So there you have it. Let me know in the description box below if this is something you have made, if this is something that you think you will be making, and let me know if you like it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me and watching me make this wonderful, decadent, 2 personal point dessert. And by the way, I believe it will be 2 personal points for everyone across the board because there are no specific 0 point items in it. But as always, click on the link on my website in the recipe. I'll have the recipe linked below. Click on the link and that'll take you to the WW app if you are a USA WW member, and it'll give you your personal points. If you are not a USA WW member, put it in your app and make sure you check what your points are. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.